It's just another Sharkman podcast.
Hello and welcome to Just Another Sharkman podcast, your chance to plug into all the latest news, movies and events in the Sharkman film franchise. My name's Jack, I'm here, I'm ready with the movie news, I'm ready with the gossip, and I'm here with my best friend, it's Fergus.
Hello listeners, we are still actually, believe it or not, we're still at SharkCon.
We're still here. It's been 113 days.
Something like that.
And it's just got better and better, hasn't
better
it,
than
Ferg?
ever.
It's just better than ever.
Every week you think, well, they've got to cap it off here because it's reached its climax.
Because you just couldn't top it.
And then they extend it another week and they just top it.
They just top it. And I'm just going to go out here and say it, Ferg.
Mm-hmm.
I think we top it too.
You think we top it?
I think we top it every time. Every day, we make a better episode than the one we did last time.
Yeah. I think consistently, Jack,
Yeah.
our episodes improve in quality.
Yeah.
And I think that's what making things is. Repeatedly making better versions of the thing that came before.
Yeah.
Never fluctuate. If an episode was ever worse than the one before, say for example, that episode where the whole episode was just a piss crate ad,
Yeah.
you know, if that had been in any way bad or weird,
Yeah.
then we would have called off the podcast because the episode hadn't been better than the day before.
No, you are right.
And we make the podcast every day. So given that this is, I'm gonna ballpark it, Jack.
Yeah.
Given that this is the 700th episode, 800th episode, I've got it written down somewhere.
Thousandth.
Might be thousandth.
Millionth.
Calm down, Jack.
Could be.
But given that it's that number episode,
Yeah.
let's say the value X, it's X the times as better than the first.
Look,
I don't remember school because I only remember Sharkman.
what you're saying is that we're brilliant boys. We're loving the podcast.
And that this is good. What you're currently listening to.
Is probably the best one.
It's implicit every episode, but this episode's going to be the best episode.
I'm just going to divert us off that path. It seemed endless. It seemed rocky. It seemed muddy and dangerous.
Yeah, the car was sort of veering. I didn't have control of it anymore.
But now we're on a nice smooth road. And we're heading towards the sunrise because it's Jack and Ferg. We're talking about Sharkman. We're coming to you from the giant paper mache Sharkman head. And things just can't get any better. High five, Ferg.
So, for those of you who aren't at SharkCon, here are the latest updates from SharkCon.
Ferg, so I've prepared some latest updates from SharkCon. I've got them on notes on my iPad.
Yep.
I've got them in bullet points.
Great.
I've got 3 of them.
Okay.
I saw a rat.
Yep.
I ate a bit of merch.
Yep.
And it's dark now. The lights are off.
Yes. The entire con has been plunged into darkness.
Yeah. Fluorescent lights kicked off. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, I can't see. I really can't make anything out.
Is this a tease?
Yeah, it could be a tease. You know, like a little tease for death.
Yeah.
The void. So... Yeah, and what was the other things on that list? The rat?
The rat.
I assume you saw that before the lights went out.
Yeah, I did. And I ate a bit of merch. But I guess I do that that's quite a standard one.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that not a good list?
Honestly, more comprehensive than I could have done.
I'm just trying, Ferg. I can't. There's nothing to talk about.
There is always something to talk about, Jack.
Okay.
Because of so the con. So yes. So it's obviously before.
It was a convention, and there was loads of stuff happening.
Yep.
Loads of content, loads of new stuff, loads of stalls, food, water, breathable air,
and then it was a vicious wasteland.
Yeah.
And again, lots happening.
Lots of stuff to
loads
do.
Loads of content, loads of brawls, still panels and so on.
Yeah.
They were just, that had a different vibe.
Kind of Mad Max thing going on.
Who's that?
Oh, just someone I met at SharkCon.
What was he, just a bit?
Just a bit full on, just a bit loud.
Yeah. So now it's it's sort of it's decayed further to the point of
it's like not that anymore. It's
not really anything anymore.
It's kind of become. I'm just going to put this out there, Ferg. I'm just going to put out this word.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. We can not use it.
Okay.
I'm sensing an air of ambivalence about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's just nothing to do anymore. There's no content.
No.
There's no... People are just... it was such a excitable atmosphere.
And now...
Nothing. The other day I walked past this person and they were just lying there in the dirt. Well, in the dirt on the carpet. It's a dirty carpet.
Yeah.
And this was someone who I'd, a few months ago, I remember having this really impassioned sort of debate.
Yeah.
Very angry debate about Sharkman 6. They were really defending the whole sort of structure of Sharkman 6. But I was also defending the structure of Sharkman 6. I can't remember why we were arguing.
I've got no idea why you were fighting.
But
you were, quite viciously.
Yeah, so I had that debate with them.
Yeah.
And then a couple months later, we got into a thing about Sharkman 6.
Yeah.
We got into this brawl,
Yeah.
and there was sort of, they had a sword made of bone, all that stuff. Again, really excited, impassioned, energized fan base.
Yeah.
But, the other day I just walked past them just lying there, just completely still.
What did you say?
I said, hey, how about Sharkman 6, eh?
Yeah.
Trying to get a rise out of them.
Yeah. Did you want to fight?
Yeah.
You get into that mood where you just want to fight, don't
I'm just
you?
ready.
You're just ready, you want to punch.
I'm not really one for punching myself. I'm more clawing, biting.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, they just lay there. And they just said, yeah, I know, I have seen that one. And it's the same everywhere. People are just... Before, people were murdering each other for a Sharkman DVD or for a bit of merch. And now you go up to someone and you're like, hey, do you want this bit of merch? And they're just like, no. They just walk away. And it's like, the whole convention sort of just wound down and shut down. And of course, now the lights are off.
Yeah.
So...
It's almost...
Ow. Sorry, I just hit my head there.
On the Sharkman head.
Presumably. Can't see.
You hit your head on the inside of the Sharkman head in the dark.
Yeah, just because because I'm trapped in Sharkman. Sharkman just hurts my brain because I'm stuck in it.
Physically.
And I'm stuck in it.
Metaphorically.
And I just have no awareness. I have no vision outside of...
This gigantic paper mache Sharkman head in which we live.
And it made me hurt myself on my head.
It's almost sad.
Yeah. That this glorious convention has just become...
empty. But Ferg, I've been dealing with it really well.
Yeah.
With the darkness.
Yeah.
What I've been doing is I've just been going out of the Sharkman head.
Yeah.
I've just been walking, counting my steps, making sure I'm heading in the right direction, making sure I can see the faint light of your laptop from the Sharkman head, get as far as I can, and just stare into the darkness.
So this has been helping you deal with it?
Just get used to the darkness, and if I'm honest, Ferg, I think it's been scaring a lot of people. I think a lot of people are worried about living in the dark like this.
Yeah.
But me, when I look into that void, I just see what I see inside my head.
Flip-flop the Dolphin 2?
Yeah, Ferg, that's what I meant. Flip-flop the Dolphin 2. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say just the darkness, just the void. Just the horror of nothing. I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say Flip-flop the Dolphin 2.
But that's also a good film.
Yeah, it is also a very good film, isn't it? Anyway, turn back round, head back in. Do that once a day, just to keep myself sane. I mean, just to keep myself like in the mood. That's what I meant. For content.
In the mood for content.
In the mood for content.
I'm always in the mood for content, Jack.
Yeah, you don't need to do little funny routines like that, funny rituals like that.
No.
Is that weird?
For me, the content, as people, we tend to construct this sort of dichotomy, Jack, between content and void.
Yeah.
And we embrace content in fear of the void.
Yeah.
And I think that leads to a lot of anxiety. But really, content and void, it's all about learning that they're the same thing. And that with enough content, it's void, basically. It's like, it's two sides of the same coin. But they're also the same side of the same coin, of two different coins. And so that's something I learned a long time ago.
First.
So I'm sort of constantly living in the void, the void being content. It's like if there's enough content, then it basically just all merges into one. So it's just one flat thing.
Ferg.
And it's like the void. It's like you can't see the content
Ferg.
For the trees.
Ferg.
Jack.
When I was in the darkness,
Yeah.
it was a bit scary.
Mhm.
I wasn't going to say, but I just want to hear your opinion on it.
Okay.
I was in the darkness. I was staring out, wasn't looking at the Sharkman head, looking out into the darkness.
Yeah.
And I felt a little kiss on my cheek.
That's probably just good Chris.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Good Chris. So, listeners, bit of a life update here. We invited Good Chris to come and live with us.
Yes.
Now, we met Good Chris out in the wastelands.
Yeah.
He'd been tracking us because he recognised us.
Yeah.
He saw us walking around in the centre of the convention and he felt that he recognised us. And so he followed us. And then when Evil Chris...
/ Original Chris.
exploded...
Splat.
He came up to us and he gave us a big hug.
He did.
And listeners, he's so nice.
He's lovely.
He's been doing so many nice things for us in the Sharkman head.
Cut your hair.
He cut my hair. He's been patching it up. He made us paella.
Where did he get the ingredients?
I don't know.
We've been sort of painting this to the listeners that there was no food anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think we're just not that resourceful. That if we had the skills, we could have found the ingredients for and made a paella.
No, Ferg. The main ingredient in paella is friendliness. And Good Chris has got that in absolute bags. Oh, hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm all right, boys. How are you doing?
We're good. We're keeping the podcast going.
Yep.
We just keep
Pumping out,
podcasting.
pumping out that content. Yeah.
Any hot news today about Sharkman films?
They're really good.
Yep, they're great.
really good.
Oh, good. I'm so proud of you boys.
Oh, thanks, Good Chris. What were you doing outside?
Well, it was the funniest thing, boys. I thought I'd go for a stroll, see some of the local podcasters because I think they're sort of scattered about, and the light suddenly went out. I managed to find my way back with the help of a few of these other gentlemen who make these podcasts that you love so much, and I've just been here cooking, waiting for you boys to get back. Ooh, would anyone like some cocoa?
Oh, cocoa.
Oh, I'd love some cocoa, Chris.
Here you are.
Where
did you get this
Yeah, and
from?
like all the ingredients for the paella and now this. Like
I've just been asking around, boys. There's some very lovely people still attending the con. You've just got to go and ask.
and they've got food.
Yes, they've got food. They buy it. There's shops and stores that sell it all around. I don't really.
Oh.
Oh.
I guess
You just got to talk to people.
Well, I guess everyone hates us and we're just horrible to
Yeah,
everyone
we
all
are
the time. So
just
that's probably why they never gave us food.
I told you the main ingredient was friendliness first.
And you were right.
Oh, be careful. It's quite hot.
Oh, it is my tongue.
And would anyone like some Sharkman marshmallows with that?
Oh, I'd love some.
There we are.
I love how they fizz up in the mug.
Yes.
And that sometimes there's a bit of metal inside. and
Inside the
that's-
marshmallow.
And that's a collector.
Yeah.
That's a collector item.
Oh, don't worry. I took those out earlier for you boys. Didn't want you choking on them. I don't know if there's anything good there, but there was a few of those little figurines you
Chris,
love.
these are so rare.
Yeah, picked them up from DVD Mike and his gang.
Sorry, Chris, didn't you shoot DVD Mike in the head?
From afar.
Of course, that was an act of self-defense, and I was looking after you two. But I managed to shoot him in that particular point in the head where it doesn't kill you; it just bounces off a little bit, and you go for a nap. And you wake up with a rather nasty headache, but you could sort of walk it off the next day.
Chris, you are so nice.
That's so nice.
Now, Chris, now we've got you on the podcast. We've
yes.
had a lot of emails. We've had
Yeah.
a lot of people asking about you.
I hope I've been doing all right with my bits. I'm not really sure. It's like sort of like radio, isn't it?
They're loving you. They're
Okay,
loving you,
okay,
Chris.
love-
They're
Yeah.
loving you. They're loving your bits. But we've got a lot of people asking, where did you come from?
Who are you?
And what do you want? And I thought this could just be a space where you told us where you came from and the listeners could know and then we could find out as well because we're not really that sure.
No.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you boys. I don't know if I'm entirely sure myself. After you showed me some of those Sharkman films, though, you know, there's that bit in Sharkman 9 where they go to a different universe, different dimension, and everything's the same but sort of different. You know, Sharkman never became mayor, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
What a good concept.
What a good concept.
I come from a place that's very much like this, and I think I'd describe it, I suppose, and stop me if I'm wrong here, another dimension.
Right.
So in my dimension, my universe, everything is similar, but there are no Sharkman films.
What?
So what do people do all day?
How do people
How do you
enjoy
walk around and
themselves?
stuff and just
Well, there are other films. There's lots of other films, lots of films and genres, and in fact, some people are saying these days that superhero films maybe aren't even cinema.
what does that mean?
Well, I mean, superhero films are considered maybe, well, not high art. They're not regarded as necessarily important culturally, unlike here, where obviously they're the most important things. It's very fascinating.
What's high art?
Who's been saying this?
And why don't they all exist in the same in the films? Why don't they all happen in the same characters and the same
Yeah,
place?
how do you know it's a film if it doesn't have a character from another film you're going to watch next year show up at the end of the film? How do you know it's still a film? Otherwise, surely you'll be like, what's happening in front of my eyes? In light and colours?
Well, you know how you boys go about your day and you have your own lives and whatnot. It's sort of real life. People make films about that, about people just going about in the real world.
Sounds so bad, Ferg.
Having jobs, falling in love, losing money.
I mean, that all happens in the Sharkman universe.
Yeah, but they're just stripped away from that superhero context. It's just, there's historical films.
There's only 4 superheroes in the Busby Clown miniseries.
Yeah, there's only 4 in that, so that's not loads of
there
superheroes.
There is a similar phenomenon. There's this big group of films. I won't pretend to understand what's going on, but so for example, in my reality, if that's what we're saying, Jack, you're very into these films. You dragged me along to one of them recently. I think it was a second part of another one. I was a lot of characters. I wasn't sure what was going on, but you seem to have a lovely time.
So that brings us round to Chris. You know Jack.
Yes.
You know another version of Jack?
Yes, another version of Jack. And like I said, similar but different. For example, in my reality, I am in fact married to your mother, and I was meaning to ask you about that. If you would mind if I'm to stay here, if you would mind if I would to maybe propose to her. I thought I'd ask your permission first, Jack. I wouldn't want to make you uncomfortable or anything.
Oh my God, Chris, I never thought you'd ask me.
Well, I mean, coming into your life this late, I feel like it's the respectful thing to do.
Chris, can I have a think about that? But thank you so much for asking.
Of course.
You're the nicest man in the world.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
What about me? Do you know me? Do I still make a podcast with Jack?
No, I've got to say, no, when I saw you chaps out there with that other fellow, me, I presume, I didn't recognise you. It was Jack I was following, because I was like, I don't know where I am, but I recognise there's Jack.
So you don't know a Fergus?
No, I mean there is. I have a friend of a friend who I think is something to do with like the arts industry, painting or something. There's a Fergus to do with that, but otherwise I can't say that I
doubt it's the same.
That's probably not the same Ferg.
That doesn't make sense.
No, because if you would like films, probably in any world,
and also like miniseries.
Yeah, you like miniseries, films,
merch, licensed merch.
Yeah, so probably not the same Ferg.
Probably not.
The same Ferg.
No, probably not.
Now, Chris, I was wondering if you could tell us and tell the listeners exactly how you got here, how you got to SharkCon, and how you got to our universe.
Yeah, well, it was the most curious thing. I mean, I don't really remember exactly how I got here, but I was walking the dog. Bessie, do you have a Bessie in this universe?
No, Bessie.
Oh, well, just walking Bessie. Yeah. I just finished at the old British Heart Foundation. I worked there on the Sundays when I've got a bit of spare time. It was a lovely afternoon, and this fellow came out of the bushes. It was very, very dramatic. And he approached me and he said, "Chris," and I said, "Yes. Excuse me, do I know you, young man?" He said, "I'm a friend of Jack and Ferg." And I said, "Well, I don't know a Ferg. There's a friend of a friend. I think he does something with painting. Who knows a Fergus? Might be him. But Jack, yes, my stepson. Can I help you? Maybe he's lost or something." And he said, "There are great things in motion, and we all have a part to play. In my reality, we are soon to be without a Chris, and you are necessary if things are to go as I have foretold, as I have planned." I thought, oh, the man's probably drunk, and it's a Sunday, and relax, fine. But he extended his hand, and me being me, I shook it, and I stared into his eyes, and he gave me quite the smile. And for a moment, I was like, is he trying to sell me something? What's going on? And I woke up here. I was 1 minute standing shaking this strange man's hand, and then I was in this convention. That's why I managed to spot you. I followed that other fellow who looked like me, who I suppose was me. Yes. I never caught his name. I'm ever so sorry. But
do you remember anything else about him?
I mean, he was about your age. He did say one thing before as he was shaking my hand, he said, "Oh, to let you guys know," he said, "Dark squid sucks." Does that mean anything to you?
Well, yeah, of course, dark squid does suck.
Yeah.
If there's one thing you got to know about this universe, Chris, it's that dark squid sucks.
Right.
But I mean, everyone knows that. So yeah, that could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. But yeah, that's how I got here. Actually, come to think of it, I never let your poor mother know where I was off to that afternoon. And Bessie, she's probably running wild in some park. Oh my.
Chris,
Oh God.
why don't you make us another paella?
Yeah. So all right, boys. I'll go make a pint. I won't think about it. I will try not to think about that.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Bye, Chris. Okay, Ferg, let's try to not be fazed by those revelations and just keep on going. Keep it positive. Keep it exciting. There is only one world. It's the one we live in. There are no parallel universes.
But he just told us.
Particularly those that don't have Sharkman in them. That would be bizarre. It's like, how could you have a world without Sharkman in it, Ferg?
See, I don't think it's as simple as that, Jack.
Do you not, Ferg?
I think, yes, Sharkman may not literally be present as a multimedia franchise in those universes, but at the end of the day, Sharkman, yes, he's a corporate entity.
Yeah.
Yes, he's an intellectual property.
Yeah.
But Sharkman is also, in a way that does not contradict that, love. And as long as people have love in their hearts, in whatever universe,
Sharkman will be swimming about in it.
Sharkman's there.
I guess you're right, Ferg.
Bullshit like that, Jack,
Yeah?
is how I allay my anxieties. I just tell myself shit like that.
And I listen to them, which is like, maybe worse. Film news, Ferg, film news. Stop thinking about that. Think about film news. Just because everyone outside of this Sharkman head doesn't care about Sharkman doesn't mean that we can't care about Sharkman. We need to keep it alive, Ferg. For all we know, we're the only people who like Sharkman left.
Gotta keep the flame burning, Jack. Let's energize. Let's inspire this convention back to its glorious past.
Right, Ferg, did you see the new trailer for Sharkman 12, 13? Oh, I don't even know what it is.
I don't know. I don't care.
I don't care,
But it was
but
good.
it was good, wasn't it?
It was good.
Sharkman throwing those sharks, magicking sharks into his hand, throwing them at Dr. Dinosaur. It was really back to basics. It was a bit of a rewind. It was like we were watching Sharkman 1 again. And that's good. That's good because it's not too complicated, Ferg. It's the same as what I've seen before. And it's even, I would say, less interesting than the last one, which means it's better because we're back to basics, aren't we?
Because, of course, each film is better than the previous film.
Yeah. Did you like the Lava Dolphin serialization on DVD, Ferg?
I loved it.
What they did, they got the film, they chopped it up into different little 10-minute bits, put them on the DVDs.
Yeah.
Then they sold you 10 DVDs,
Yeah.
but it was one film. But they said it was a serialization.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was better.
It was better.
Because you could take a break,
Take the DVD out.
put another DVD in.
Yeah.
Maybe you got time to eat a little Sharkman cookie.
Of course, that was the intention. But I think what that marketing strategy failed to account for
Yeah.
is absurd bastards like me
Yeah.
who have 10 separate DVD players
Yeah.
hooked up into their TV.
Yeah.
Just in general, at
Yeah.
any given time.
In general.
And so I have 10 different, you have like an extension port for chargers.
Yeah.
I've got that, but for HDMI ports.
Cool.
And then I've hacked my TV, so there's 10. Normally you have like 3 HDMI ports.
Sure.
There's 10. So
It's an abundance of HDMI ports. When I'm looking at it right now, Ferg.
Yep.
I'm just gonna run my finger along it.
yeah,
Wow.
you can
That's
feel them even in the
impressive.
dark.
It is
You feel their
impressive.
power. So instead of having to take the DVD out and put it in, I have all the DVDs lined up.
Yeah.
And so I simply have to press source on
Yeah.
my remote control.
Yeah.
And then
Bam.
scroll down to HDMI 2, 3, 4. And so for me, it was essentially seamless.
And it's all about the journey, isn't it? It's all about the journey. It's all about the arc. It's all about the stories, but the stories are the same, and the characters, they don't change. Because you know them. They're like your friends. Ferg, don't you love it when you're watching Prawn Boy Big Nights in Shrimp City and it's dark outside? And you're watching Prawn Boy Big Nights in Shrimp City and it's dark and it's scary outside and it's scary, and just so you can live with the darkness, you sometimes go out into the darkness and stare at it to try and fight your fear, but you can't, and you end up coming back into the Starkman head and watching more Big Nights in Shrimp, Big Nights in Fuck,
I mean,
Big
Jack-
Nights in Shrimp Boy, fuck. Ferg, I can't cope. It's so dark. It's so scary. I don't know if anyone's out there anymore. I don't know if anyone cares about us. I feel like we've been left for dead. I just feel like it's all over, Ferg.
Look, Jack, you don't know that. You don't know that there's nobody out there who cares about Sharkman at SharkCon. I'm surely... Look, Jack, what about your friend? What about that friend that mysterious person that you met, who you were texting?
Oh, the man I met in the bar.
Yes.
And he was wearing the Sharkman mask and he wouldn't take it off. And he told me about all of his problems.
Yeah.
About running that big business.
Yeah.
And about how there was a new person in the business and they were taking over and he was worried.
Yeah.
The guy who then, the next day I was going to meet him at the convention at a talk and he didn't show up. And then the Sharkman CEO was there. And then on the way back he said, "Nice to see you at the convention."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll text him. I'm just going to say... "Hi, you haven't forgotten about me, have you? When will I see you at con?"
Yeah.
Okay, send that. Oh, come right back.
What he said?
He said, "Wait, you're at con? What con?"
Tell him SharkCon.
Okay, I'll tell him.
The con for all Sharkman
That's a
fans.
Shark Con where we met.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's come back.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh shit, is that still going?"
Tell him, SharkCon.
Yeah,
They've been
SharkCon
extending it every week.
They've been extending it every week. He's not responding. There's no dots. Told you, Ferg. No one cares. No one cares about us.
It doesn't matter, Jack.
We might as well just take good Chris, leave the Sharkman head, go sit out in the darkness, leave all of this behind, and just let the void wash over us. Ferg, why don't we just go out there and go join them? Go join those people who don't care about Sharkman anymore. Because what's the point in this, Ferg? It feels futile.
What are you saying, Jack? You care about Sharkman.
I'm saying this idea that we're the last flickering light of Sharkman in a world that has forgotten about us, a world that's turned off all the lights. I mean, what Sharkman Studios doing? Have they left us? They could be on a different planet.
Of course they haven't left us, Jack. What are you saying? They wouldn't abandon us. Sharkman Studios would never abandon us. They would never abandon SharkCon.
Ferg,
SharkCon is the glorious beating heart of the Sharkman fandom. They wouldn't just forget about us, Jack. They wouldn't just completely forget that this convention existed. They wouldn't just carelessly toss us onto the huge mountainous pile of rejected and failed Sharkman Studios projects. They wouldn't do that. That's not like them, Jack.
How do you know, Ferg? Look into my eyes and tell me you know.
Jack, I would look into your eyes, but I can't see them. It's dark.
This isn't a teaser, Ferg. They've forgotten about us and they've turned off the lights.
I refuse to believe that, Jack. The void is just content waiting to be born, Jack. They will return. Even if they are gone, which I'm not saying they are, even if they are gone, they will return and they will bring content anew. Glorious, blazing content. Across the night, a new constellation.
You're scaring me, Ferg.
Forget the Big Dipper. Forget the Smaller Dipper. Forget their friend.
The bear.
The bear? No, it's also something to do with the Dipper. There is a new constellation and it's content. And it shall glow in the dark. Once those fluorescent lights glowed, glorious over the whole of SharkCon.
Ferg, there is nothing, there will never be anything else. I'm going to go sit in the darkness with good Chris and we're going to watch the world end.
I'm going to stay here. I'm staying here in the shark head. I'm staying here with a mic. And you can't stop me, Jack. You can't stop me from believing in content. You can't stop me from believing in the once and future kingdom that is SharkCon.
Suit yourself.
Hey guys, so it's been a couple of hours since Jack headed out of the Sharkman head. Doesn't seem like he's coming back in. So I'm just taking the mic out. I'm just looking for him now. Just to wrap up, just see if he wanted to add anything on to the end of the episode. Just because I don't want to have to go out without his input on the end. Just because that didn't feel like a good end. So, Jack?
Hey, Ferg.
Is that you, Jack?
Yeah, it's me. I'm over here. Can you see me?
No, Jack, it's dark.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
How do you forget?
Do you want me to echolocate you like Flip Flop the Dolphin?
Yes, go for it. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Hello.
Sorry.
How are you? Is that your face?
Yes, it is.
Well, we're just having a good time here.
Cool. I just wanted to, I was just going to finish up the podcast. If you wanted to add anything on the end, obviously I'm going to head back.
Oh, I think I'm fine actually, Ferg. Me and Chris are just looking up, pretending what the stars would look like if there were stars.
Yeah.
They'd look good, wouldn't they? They look like stars.
Is Chris falling asleep there?
Yeah, he's asleep.
What a nice man.
Ferg, it's funny. I was thinking about this. Sat here in the darkness, but a couple months ago we were ready to abandon Sharkman Studios, and now they've abandoned us.
Maybe they have. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jack. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe they won't come back. I don't... This still doesn't make sense to me, Jack, but, you know, maybe the Sharkman Studios Corporation doesn't love us, and maybe it doesn't look after our needs all the time. Maybe they've just forgotten about us and left us here in this darkness we can't escape. But that doesn't mean we don't still believe in Sharkman.
No, you're right, Ferg. We've still got Sharkman. We've still got the memories we made together.
Yeah.
Hey, what tune am I humming?
Sharkman 9.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
Your turn. Oh, it's obviously Sharkman 2, Ferg.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the feeling, just random, random feeling, that when you're sitting alone in the dark, that a giant Zeppelin is about to crash through the roof,
right,
tear a hole open in the roof,
yeah,
sunlight streaming in,
yeah,
Zeppelin crash lands, skids, stops,
yeah,
door opens,
yeah,
Sharkman Studio CEO clambers out, microphone in hand,
yeah,
slips down the side of the Zeppelin onto his feet, walks forward into the pool of light. He's grinning maniacally, and he lifts the microphone to his mouth, ready to usher in a whole new chapter for SharkCon.
No. This has been Just Another Sharkman podcast, starring Jack Bradfield as Jack, Fergus Macdonald as Fergus, and Richard Yuill as Good Chris. Music and editing by Fergus Macdonald. Artwork by Niamh Simpson. Tune in again for more Sharkman news tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after that. And the day after that.